Look at the lady on the right, on the left. Tell her, Shinite, beyond all limits. Try one more thing. Me, men, and money.
Me, men, and money.
I want us to focus on those three areas tonight. Me, men, and money. And you're going to start with me. Women are obsessed with how they look. It is not difficult to figure out what to gift a woman. From day outfits to dinner dresses, necklaces, bracelets, leather bags, watches, smartphones, roses, gift cards, all manner of beauty products and jewelry, and the list has just begun. I get surprised and very mesmerized when men pretend they don't know what gift to give the woman in their lives. But the real question tonight to start off was, who do women dress for? Can I ask you a very simple question? Is there a way a woman would dress and straight away you know she was not dressing up for her mother? Now, contrary to popular belief, on a day-to-day basis, most women don't dress up for men. They actually dress up for their lady friends. See, a woman's dress is like a barbed wire fence. It keeps off trespassers without obstructing the view. The way you dress reveals your personality. Your wardrobe decisions tell others about your secret desires that you're trying to hide. Your clothes reveal what's going on your inside. Your feelings and thoughts are laid bare by your dress code. For instance, when a choleric woman decides to reveal too much cleavage, that could mean she's power hungry and craving for control. Every single decision by a choleric woman is a statement decision. That's why cholerics are the most obsessed with labels and brands and designer outfits. Every time a choleric woman dresses, they're trying to tell you, check the label. Over the weekends when they wear boots and begin to fold their sleeves, they are telling you, dare. On the other hand, the melancholists, who are least bothered by trends, fashions, and styles. Males will try as much as possible not to be seen. They try to cover up their sporadic mood swings by covering everywhere. And you see, males are trade latecomers. So the average male, not all of them though, most of the time they would wear dull colors consistent with their moods. On the other extreme are sanguine ladies who scream for attention. Every decision by a sanguine is meant to say it's not business as usual. They have to stand out in the pack. So if it's heels, for example, they have to be high heels and very bright heels. If we are going to wear jeans, they better be ripped off jeans. If we are going to wear miniskirts for the dinner, then it's better be very short. If people are joking around with their tops, the average sanguine will ensure they reveal as much as practically admissible. Almost all natural features will be exposed. The other extreme are phlegmatics, who are quite conservative. And phlegmatics don't like attention at all. Of all personalities, phlegs are the least bothered, the least concerned with what people think about them. Unlike males, they are concerned with styles, but they can get stuck in a style rut for years. They can wear the same style for the past 5 years. In fact, for phlegmatics, there's almost no difference between the way they would dress up in a Shea night with the way they would dress in a funeral service. A woman's life revolves around her body and her relationships. A woman's hair affects her mood swings from day to day. For most women, hair is an extension of who they are. Some women unconsciously cut short their hair because of stress. Women are concerned with their teeth, color, gaps, alignment. No wonder correction braces were invented. A dazzling white smile makes you look more beautiful. Failure to smile makes you look uglier and older. Now look at the lady next to you, right on the left. Tell them, give me a smile, baby. Give me a smile, baby. And for the single ladies in our midst, failure to smile can put off potential candidates. Now, taking into account everything from moisturizer to foundation and mascara to lipstick, blusher, and face wipe, Skin Store estimates that the average working class woman walks around wearing $8 on her face daily. Now, I didn't say the fabulously wealthy woman. I say the average working class woman. That's about 800 bob on makeups only. December 2015, Poster Consumer Insight found out that beauty is the second priority of the Kenyan woman after food. Way ahead of paying school fees for her children, buying clothes for her children, paying rent and mortgage, or even saving for a rainy day. The average working class woman takes about 10 minutes every morning on makeups and 7 minutes of skincare to remove the same makeups at night. That's about 17 minutes every day, which translates to about 4.3 days in a year on makeups, which translates to about 1 year if you live up to your 80th birthday, assuming you began doing makeups when you were born. 1 full year of makeups, excluding the time you spend on hair, nails, showering, and dressing up. A woman's breasts are a fascinating phenomenon. A lot of debate linger, especially matters size and how much we should see flaunting. It's no secret that women's breasts are perceived to be sexual organs by both gender. And I don't know what's your relationship with your breasts. Maybe you're listening to me here today and you're already uncomfortable because you feel you have a flat chest. You feel your breasts are as small as mosquito bites, and you've been injured emotionally since your teen years. Many times than you can number, you've contemplated breast enlargement. You don't even wear a bra most of the time because you don't see the need. Maybe you're listening to me here tonight and you don't wear a bra, although you consider your breast to be normal breast size because you want to strengthen your core, even though that hurts your lower back severely. You have a somewhat love-hate relationship with your breasts. Or maybe you're here tonight hearing this voice and you're overwhelmed by the massive size of your breasts. You are ridiculed, especially in your earlier years in high school, and you have thought many times how to go through breast reduction. Perhaps you're hearing my voice and you fear sagging more than you fear hell. You can't even breastfeed a baby. A lot of women don't realize that sagging is very common. Gravity makes breasts assume a natural hanging position. What will you do about gravity? But maybe as you listen to me here tonight, you feel like your breasts are deformed, flat, and asymmetric. Asymmetric means not the same size. And a lot of ladies don't realize this. Asymmetric breasts are very common. Or perhaps you're stressed that you feel your breasts are far apart. But I have no doubt in my mind there is someone here who prefers to ignore the subject of breasts altogether. As a matter of fact, you're already extremely uncomfortable with this discourse. Bad news for you, I'm here to stay longer. And the only time you touch your breast is during breast cancer screening. Other times, you would rather leave someone else to be touching them on your behalf. And maybe the reason you never touch your breasts is because you feel like your nipples don't harden like other women's do. For you, you never sense arousal. Your breasts are mere mammalian glands. Research shows that this is the main motivation why a lot of women pierce their breasts. That's the reason you shouldn't do stuff simply because other people are doing. You don't know their story. You don't know what they're hiding. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know their experience. And that's the reason why you should be keen with how your teen daughters are growing up. Because most of the trouble women have with their breasts can be traced to their preteen years, especially for early bloomers and late bloomers. That's why parents, both fathers and mothers, should consistently reassure their preteen and teen daughters that they are perfectly all right. Because early bloomers and late bloomers are more prone to self-image crisis than the other women. You see, a lot of time when we think about breasts, we think about the size of the breast. So we just think about breasts from two categories, big or small. But actually, according to bra company Third Love, there are 7 sets of boobs. And all of them are perfectly normal and beautifully imperfect. Ignorance on the part of women make them to go for breast correction for aesthetic purposes, a mild condition thoroughly exploited by crooked medics. But you could be hearing to me tonight, and if you're the type that allow every Tom and Dick to touch your breast, then those breasts mean nothing to you. If you know who you are, you don't need people to continue affirming you, because the reason you allow anyone to go ahead touching you is because you're suffering from severe low self-esteem, severe low self-image, and severe low self-confidence. And you are dying for attention, affirmation, approval. If you know who you are, you'll be comfortable in your body. One would expect that women will not be bothered by their butts because they're behind them. But how many times do you pass by a mirror just to watch your shape and your size? I can tell you, the size of women's butts has been idolized over the years. And there's some people listening to me here tonight who have actually attempted to increase their butt size. Some have succeeded, most have failed. There are some women who believe they can increase their butt size through twerking dance. I wish I could dance. Twerking dance focuses on swinging your butt. Unfortunately, it doesn't change the size of your butt. It only strengthens your pelvic muscles. Other women erroneously believe that sex enlarges their butt size. Sexual intimacy releases oxytocin, the love hormone, and dopamine, the happy feel-good hormone, but never releases any permanent hormones into your body, and therefore has no permanent impact on your butts. While we keep thinking butts are either big or small, there's a character who decided to conduct a study on butts. A certified New Yorker plastic surgery by the name Matthew Schulman observed 50,000 butts across 35 countries. And he categorized them into 5 shapes: square shape, V shape, A shape, round shape, and upside down heart shape. Would you want me to confirm the shape of your butt? There are a lot of women who keep thinking, what is the man thinking about the shape of my butt? The bottom line about bottoms is that men are attracted by different sizes and shapes. Don't allow somebody's standards of beauty define you. You see, if you lose confidence in your body, you will lose confidence in yourself. A lot of women are obsessed with the color of their skin. Let's face it, in many cultures, regrettably, the fair-skinned girl was the pride of the family. I'll never forget reading a story of a girl born 1988 by the name Nankoma, a beautiful, multi-talented Ugandan artist. She says she was traumatized and bullied over and over again in primary school on account of her dark skin. Mark you, this was not racism. She wasn't bullied by white kids, but by fellow brown kids. Many times she contemplated suicide. The good news is this: long ago, Nankoma has gone over it, and now she uses her talent in music to sensitize her community against stigmatizing kids on the basis of their skin color. There's a woman listening to me here who cannot wear a skirt because she doesn't like the color of her legs and her knees. She hides in trousers. There's a woman listening to me here who cannot bask in the sun even on holiday because she fears her skin turning. There's a woman listening to me here who has used cosmetics to lighten up her skin. And what you don't realize is that there are people who spend millions of shillings to attain the same skin tone you're trying to lose. There's no superior color. God is all colors. God is white, black, yellow, pink, green, blue, indigo, orange, name it. That's why he has manifested himself in his creation in all these colors. Some of you need to look back to your younger self, apologize to that girl, and affirm her that she was and still is a perfect beauty. There are some short ladies listening to me here tonight who are comfortable with their height. They wish they were taller. What you may not realize is that a lot of tall ladies have been height shamed much more than you. They have struggled to get the right pair of shoes. They have struggled to get the right outfit. I've read too many stories about struggles that tall women have gone through. You see, there are people who talk with no filter. There is a gentleman who told a tall lady, "How is the weather up there?" There is another girl who was attacked by a colleague at work. "You have no business wearing heels. Stay where you belong. Stick to flats." A gentleman picked a seat, a high seat, stepped on it, and called a lady colleague who is a tall lady to ask her for a dance, implying they can't dance from the same level. Maybe there's a tall lady listening to me here tonight, and you've been addressed, sir, more times than any therapy could ever erase. Maybe you've even been looked funny by other women in the washrooms. I'm here tonight to tell you, never shrink yourself into anybody's liking. There's no such a thing as an ideal height. 80% of all women on this planet, all women, I'm talking of mature women, and that's why we say this meeting is for 21 and above, and that's why I'm speaking without censoring anything. 80% of all women have stretch marks. That means, in simple language, if I pick any 10 of you right now, 8 of you have stretch marks somewhere in the body. What you need to realize is this. Stretch marks are caused by life-changing moments like puberty, pregnancy, surgery, or even losing weight. That's the reason you should look at stretch marks as symbols of strength. If your body is marked with waves, stretch marks like waves of the ocean, it should remind you of the waves of life that you have victoriously gone through. The fact that your body is painted with these marks all over is a symbol of strength. You should see stretch marks as meaningful tattoos. You see, billions of dollars are spent on beauty. The beauty and cosmetic industry thrives on funding women's insecurities. The beauty and cosmetic industry want women to believe there's something fundamental wrong with your appearance that needs to be fixed. They want you to believe there's something wrong with your natural appearance that needs to be fixed. Their marketing strategy is as genius as it is sinister. You see, they convince you that your appearance has some faults, and then they offer themselves as saviors to your beauty dilemmas. I want you to know this, ladies. So long as someone positions himself as having solutions to women body image struggles and problems, they will have a massive consumer base that is eternally indebted to them. What you don't know is this: every single woman on the face of the earth, every single man, every human being has custom-made flows that make us unique. Each one of us has some defects. Granted, some defects may be more pronounced than others. There are women with beard And I've come across a woman who have lived in depression her entire adult life because of beard. You don't need to rush to a dermatologist for every skin problem. Simply shave your facial hairs. None of you is perfect here. Each one of you here has some flaws. There was only one girl who never had any flaw. Only one woman that appeared on this planet that never had a scar. And that's Eve before the fall. When she left the Garden of Eden, the scorching sun made her look like you. The only time she was perfect is when she was in the cool of the garden, when she was under the umbrella of the Almighty, under the shadow of the Most High. That's the only time we had a perfect woman. So where do you derive your definition from? Where do you derive your value from? See, I charge you tonight, derive your value from that which you cannot lose. Derive your value from that which cannot be taken away from you. You can lose your job, you can lose your car, you can lose your house. You can lose your husband, you can lose your child. You can lose your leg, you can lose your breast. You've got to attach your value from that which cannot be taken away from you. Where do you get your value from? From your peers? From the media? You see, media preaches three things: looking good, feeling good, having goods. I can say that one more time. Media preaches three things. Number one, looking good. That's about body image. And then they define what is an ideal body image. What you don't realize is this: even if you attain the ideal model of a woman, people will change their mind and you've got to master a whole new self altogether. Number two, the media talks about feeling good. And that's about sex and pleasure. Every image they put, they are trying to attain what they call a sexy female body, whether they are selling a car, whether they are selling Nivea or land. And number three, media wants to preach about having goods. That's materialism. And many of us tonight have fallen prey of the consumer society we have degenerated to. You see, there are things you need to understand about the media. For instance, the magazine girl does not look like the magazine girl. The magazine girl is airbrushed. They vanish her, they make her look glossy for campaign ads, billboards, social media posts, and you're killing yourself to look like an advert. Think about it. The magazine girl does not exist. What you see on social media does not exist in real life. You see, there are three values that you have. The first value is your brand value. What people think about you. People's perception about you. The second value is your self-worth. What you think about yourself. And the third value is your true value. Your real value. Your divine self. What God thinks and says about you. This is the inner beauty. I'm inviting you to be proud of who you are and how you are made, and others will reciprocate with the same energy. Your own self-rejection turns people away from you. Some of you hearing my voice tonight, if you spoke to your friends the way you speak to yourself, you'll never have any single friend. So I humbly ask you, what do you have against you? What did you do to you? Do you realize no one will ever love you until you learn how to love yourself? I invite you to begin a new journey of self-love. Loving yourself is not vanity, it is sanity. The more you love yourself, the more you can't tolerate nonsense. Sometimes I wonder, the society seems to have a definition of beauty. And I wonder aloud when I'm alone, because I've been a mentor coach. I've talked to so many people. I receive a lot of emails on a day-to-day basis. And when I read your emails, I wonder, since everybody has custom-made flows, who is this society that makes us feel guilty? I want to suggest tonight, the devil disguises in the name of society. The voice you've been hearing that tells you don't measure up is the voice of the enemy. He wants you to doubt what God says about you. What does God say about you? God says you are His image. He created you in His image. There can never be a better thing than the image of God. There's nothing in all creation, not the stars, not the trees, not the roses, not the flowers, not the moon. There can never be anything that can compare with God's image. What does God say about you? He says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. The enemy wants you to doubt what God says about you. From Eden, his business has been making you doubt what God said. Did God really say? So I ask you tonight, will you believe your Maker's voice or your enemy's voice? You are not a product of mass production. You are not a product of an assembly line. You are specifically designed, individually gifted, and lovingly placed on this planet to accomplish a particular purpose by the master craftsman. Whose report shall you trust? And this takes me to my second concern tonight, men. Are you learning anything? Oh, you are too quiet on me. Look at the lady on the right, on the left, and ask them what they have learned so far. Please talk to them. What have you learned so far?